Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
What an incredible day it's been. I mean, we just had on the voice of Pinky and the Brain. He's the voice of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Donatello, and hundreds more, and that was Rob Polson. I mean, just absolutely incredible, the voice. And thank you, too, for the feedback that we actually continue to have from the interview that we did with Richard Branson. So let's get started with our next hero, because he's really going to help us build time freedom through wealth. Wouldn't everybody just like more time? Well, he's going to share with us some of the secrets of how you can get more time freedom through wealth. We have Travis Watts. He is the VP of Investor Solutions, and you could reach him at directsourcewealth.com/hero or call him at 877-756-8323. Now, investing in the digital age, how, Travis, has that world changed of investing either from a strategy standpoint or from a practice standpoint with all the digital age going on?
Well, hey, David, first of all, thanks for having me on the show here today. A lot of changes. As we all know, everything's kind of heading the digital path in the way of the internet. So you're seeing a lot more crowdfunding and different platforms popping up for people to take advantage of what you may call alternative investments outside the traditional Wall Street system. And that's where Direct Source Wealth focuses their time and energy.
Because I think for so long, a lot of people really didn't know there were other things besides, mutual funds, stocks, and bonds and all that. So tell us about what directsourcewealth.com/hero does.
Yeah, absolutely. So Direct Source Wealth is not quite similar to like a crowdfunding platform. It's more of a community of real estate investors where we all, including those within the company, are investing in larger scale real estate deals. And we're sharing those opportunities with our co-investors, which could be an accredited investor that has an interest in owning a percentage of real estate in, let's say, a 200-unit apartment complex, or maybe taking part in note lending opportunities, things like that. Either within a self-directed, other than maybe inside of a self-directed IRA, or maybe just as a cash investment. So as you said, it's been marketed so heavily in the past with stocks, bonds, mutual funds. That's actually my professional background as well. I worked for a discount brokerage firm at first, pushing mutual funds and your more traditional products.
And right, and you're also your real estate investor. In fact, how old were you when you bought your first investment property?
Yeah, I was 20 years old when I bought my first piece of real estate. It was just a small single family home out in Colorado, and ever since there, I took a few different branches of real estate, from the single family homes to the vacation rentals, and then segued into the multifamily syndication model, which is what Direct Source Wealth does.
I mean, amazing. And at 20 years old, having done it on your own, that's a pretty scary thing.
Yeah, it absolutely was. I had what I thought at the time was was a pretty decent foundation. Some of my family members had been in real estate, and I had read all the Rich Dad Poor Dad and a lot of real estate books to get started. But certainly nothing's a better teacher than just getting out there and doing it.
Now, how do things work differently with Direct Source Wealth? And by the way, everybody you can reach, we're talking with Travis Watts, the VP of Investor Solutions. Make sure you go to his website now at directsourcewealth.com/hero. You can also reach him at 877-756-8323. Plus, we'll have it on our website at Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. The only place where entrepreneurs align. So talk to me about how things work differently at Direct Source Wealth.
So Direct Source Wealth is very focused on the investors themselves and our clients. I'm an investor with quite a few different groups and various platforms. The one thing that I think sets Direct Source Wealth apart is the transparency and the focus to the investors, giving them, an investor portal to go to see your investments and your tax forms, your distribution history, sending out monthly updates. Many of the projects have monthly distributions, which I also found is pretty unique in the space. A lot of people like to set up quarterly and sometimes even more deferred than that. So it's like I said before, it's really just a community of like-minded real estate investors. If you were to join forces with us, it's the type of person that would like to be passive with their real estate investing and not out fixing and flipping homes and being more hands-on and active.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, because I'm not one that wants to get calls in the middle of the night or need to run over there or stop what I'm doing. I may be working somewhere full-time or just trying to enjoy life, and the last thing I want to do is get an emergency call of something that needs to be repaired.
Yep, absolutely. So that was my background as well. A lot of our investor base are VPs, CEOs, engineers, working professionals who, like you say, just quite simply don't have the time or don't want to make the time. And more importantly, you'll never have to manage tenants again, which is one of the beauties. As I started acquiring a bunch of single family rentals, and it was just becoming, I could kind of see the end was near, where my full-time job was going to be just snaking toilets and answering tenant phone calls. So,
tell me about your role at Direct Source, what the VP of Investor Solutions does. And again, you can reach him at directsourcewealth.com/hero.
So, great question. The VP of Investor Solutions is the title we came up with. I do a multitude of things within the company, but it's really the investor relations side of the business. What had happened is I met up with Kara Golden, who's the CEO of Direct Source Wealth. I was just an investor at the time in a couple of their deals. I was talking to her. She made the offer that if I was interested, I could come on board with the company and help out as they were growing. And something I realized was, out of a lot of other partnerships that I've done, there's not very good customer service. A lot of times, you'll have a question, send an inquiry. It'll be several days before you get a response back. Sometimes you don't get a response back. Often, communications on a quarterly basis only. And I just wanted more of that customer experience, especially if I was going to be investing my money with them. So I came on board to help out with that.
That's incredible. I love the aspect that you saw it from the customer standpoint. Then you must really like the company because you saw it from the customer standpoint and now working for the company.
Yep, absolutely. It just came at the right time for me. As I said, I was working more of like with the Wall Street products, and I was just kind of feeling a conflict of interest where a lot of my investable assets were going into real estate, and I was having to push mutual funds and things that I myself wasn't invested in. And it just came at the right time to come on board and do something new and exciting.
And again, we're talking with Travis Watts, the Vice President of Investor Solutions with Direct Source Wealth, who could be reached at directsourcewealth.com/hero. Call them at 877-756-8323, or of course, we'll have it on our website at Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. And Travis, we've got a little less than a minute left. I think one thing that seems to be valuable for people is to have a mentor. To be able to learn these things along the way. I mean, you invested in your first property when you were 20 years old. Now you're working for a phenomenal firm at directsourcewealth.com. Who is your mentor and who is your mentor?
Yeah, I think mentors are hugely important. I had a few within my own family that were kind of face-to-face mentors, and, they got me to a certain point in my career, but at that point, I ended up turning mostly to books, and I find that some of the best mentors are just out of textbooks and things that I've read.
Absolutely incredible. Well, I got to tell you, Travis Watts, VP of Investor Solutions, Direct Source Wealth, your partner in building wealth and time freedom. All about the real estate and how do you do it and the whole thing with time freedom, having your money work for you. Learn more, contact him at directsourcewealth.com/hero or go to 877-756-8323. Stay tuned because we're going to do further deep dive and really understand how we can make money and get more time with Travis. David Kogan with Eliances.
Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
That's right. Wouldn't you just like to sleep well at night knowing that your money's working for you and that you're not getting woken up in the middle of the night with some emergency call? If you own property yourself, guess what? That's going to happen. Not will it happen. It's going to happen because things happen in life. You own one property or you own 10 or 100, you're going to get those calls. So what do you do? And how do you get more time freedom? Well, we're talking with Travis Watts, a VP of Investor Solutions with Direct Source Wealth. You can reach him at directsourcewealth.com/hero or call him at 877-756-8323. So Travis, tell me, what does it really mean by time freedom and why is it so important?
Yep, absolutely. So time freedom is a term that we use at Direct Source Wealth to describe having the ability to do what you want, when you want, as much as you want with your time. And the way that that's achieved is through passive income. So in our case, through real estate investing. There's a multitude of ways to structure that, but the basis is once you have enough passive income to cover your lifestyle expense, then you have the option to do what you want with your time, right? You don't have to work if you don't want to work, and you can travel if you want to travel. You're not limited by a 2-week vacation per year, for example.
Or being nervous when tenants move in and out and things happen all the time with that. It's like you're then scrambling to find the next tenant. And are you saying as an investor you don't have to worry about that stuff?
Absolutely. So I was brought up with the belief, coming from a family of single-family home investors, that that is the way that real estate investing goes. It's you get as many properties as you can. Eventually you end up leaving your job or whatever, and then you end up managing, let's say, 20, 30 different tenants, whatever it may be. So I've branched beyond that into a passive model with Direct Source Wealth where you're never managing tenants and you have more time on your hands.
Now, how does, Travis, Direct Source Wealth separate itself from many other real estate investment platforms that are there? Because we get bombarded daily with, the various platforms that are and stuff. So tell me how it differentiates itself.
So it's very, very client-facing with Direct Source Wealth. We do a lot of educational events. We do a lot of webinars. We do monthly updates. We always leave our lines open for our investors, even if it's on a Sunday at 8 p.m. There's someone that's going to be there to pick up the call or to return your email. So that's a huge difference between a lot of other platforms that are available that don't provide a whole lot of transparency in some cases, or where you don't have that level of service or community.
And I think what, again, is pretty incredible, Travis, is get this, listeners, he started off as a customer of Direct Source Wealth. So here he is as a customer and now working for the firm. So you see both sides of it. And what inspired you to say, yes, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and accept this job and work for them?
Yeah, it's a great question. It was all about timing for me. So I had actually achieved time freedom before coming on board with Direct Source Wealth, and I had chose to work at a discount brokerage firm selling mutual funds and trying to learn the paper assets side of investing. And I quickly shut that down with the opportunity to jump on board with a real estate firm, which I firmly believed in. And it was really just an invite from the CEO after I had a face-to-face meeting with her in Denver, Kara Golden.
Tell me the difference too of direct source wealth, and previously you had mentioned about versus Wall Street products that are there, because a lot of us is like, okay, we've got whatever money, 50,000, 100,000, whatever. All right, we're going to go ahead and we'll put it in the Fortune 500 and just see what happens in the market, and that seems really easy to do. Sign away the check and away we go. So talk to us about the difference of that, and also too is how easier it is that we get engaged with direct source wealth.
Yeah, absolutely. So with a traditional Wall Street system, they definitely have their time and place, and I still have a percentage of my portfolio in paper assets. Biggest difference being, if you're interested in monthly cash flow, if you're interested in getting involved with real estate, sure, you can always buy like a REIT, a real estate investment trust, or something that is publicly traded. But there's often a lot of layers of fees so that, the projects and the communities that are owned within that REIT may be producing, just to use some simple numbers, are a 12% cash flow. Well, what's actually coming down to you as the investor may be more like a 6% return as an annualized return. So the layers of fees, I didn't like the lack of, you can't just call up, if you own some shares of Apple stock, you can't just call up the CEO and say, hey, what's going on with the company and where are you guys heading this year and what's going on? So there was really no community to it. And so I like things that pay out on a monthly basis and that pay out in cash flow so that I myself and other people can build time freedom with it.
Now, you also help your clients understand how to use the internet, right, and platforms to basically gain and research things. What's the best way for someone new to investing? Because we may have many listeners out there, they thought about investing in real estate for a period of time. They know how hot, they know, what's going on with it. But what's the best way for someone new to investing to get started?
That's a great question. So you can definitely take the traditional route. And I think for most people, that's buying a little single family home and renting it out with a tenant, coming up with a down payment, using a bank, all this kind of stuff. The problem that I see with that as an entry is it's very limited in what you can achieve long term. It's difficult to scale. So if you have this ambition to get 300 properties under your belt, that's one of the more difficult ways to do so. So knowing what I know now, I think that starting out with a platform like Direct Source Wealth has to offer, where you just put, let's just say 50,000 into a deal. You don't have to go to the bank. You don't have to get approval. You don't have to put your personal assets on the line. The non-recourse debt. There's so many advantages to doing what we do. So I would say, in addition, let me add this too. It's not just real estate ownership that Direct Source Wealth does. They do a lot of private note lending as well, which is you putting yourself in the position of a bank. So you're lending your capital out and receiving monthly cash flow in return. So there's a lot of advantages to it and a lot more opportunities. And I think it's really just the economy of scale that I like most about what we do.
Awesome. And you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show, the only place where entrepreneurs align. So make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's ELIANCES.com, where you also may have the opportunity to meet Travis or one of his many team members at an Eliances roundtable, such as Dave Grimm, who is also part of the Eliances community and works with and for Direct Source Wealth. So make sure you go to directsourcewealth.com/hero. Call them now at 877-756-8323. Talk to me about some of the projects that are going on and how I would get involved into getting into one of those projects.
Yeah, absolutely. So our projects are constantly coming up and getting funded. So we have a number of projects open right now. As we briefly discussed, there's two ways to look at this. There's equity projects, and that's if you want to be an owner, like a percentage owner, depending on how much capital you put in of the project. So the ups and the downs and the appreciation and the cash flow, you share a percentage of all of that, no matter what happens. Then there's the note lending side. So if you're just looking for monthly residual income, you don't have to work for, you don't have to manage tenants, and you're trying to build time freedom, that's a great approach as well. The best way is our website, directsourcewealth.com, our phone number. But what's really going to happen is you get an opportunity. We offer this as a free service to everybody. We have relationship managers, which are individuals with Direct Source Wealth, and they will talk through how your portfolio is structured currently, where it is you want to be, and then what projects we have that may align with that to help you get there faster and achieve your goals. So that's really the approach that we take, is the ability to work with a true real estate professional and structure your portfolio with what we have available at that time.
All right, Travis, I'm ready to sign up now. I got to tell you, this is just absolutely phenomenal. And you help your clients at Direct Source Wealth grow their money and use it for projects they can believe in. Travis Watts, make sure you reach him at directsourcewealth.com/hero or call him at 877-756-8323. This is David Kogan with Eliances.
You have been listening to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups. To present your superpower, visit www.eliances.com.